Watch the clock as this shot goes in at 9:06 remaining, and notice how Ja Morant literally stole 16 seconds from Minnesota's time for a comeback by acting like a guy who's never played sports before in his life. Thing is, he did it throughout the entire fourth quarter, and when you add up all of these sequences, it's almost an entire minute that he shaved off without having to defend the lead. And this is not even his worst offense. In a wild display of this technique, after this shot by Kyrie Irving, Morant stole an entire shot clock, a whole possession away from the Nets. He is the absolute god at this, and it's not even close. I mean, just look at him slowly walking in a squat position and staring at Ben Simmons as he milks every possible second that he could at the end of this game. Actually, a lot of players are doing this. Let me show you. What up everybody, my name is Stefan and this is Heat Check. Let's get into it. Dennis Schroeder is just as sneaky, and against Washington in a very close game, he also wasted almost an entire 24 seconds before the Wizards realized that the clock is their enemy and they can't afford this to happen. Finally, Porzingis put an end to this circus, otherwise Schroeder was ready to finish the game off like this. And after this bucket by Detroit, the Celtics shamelessly stood in the backcourt for like 10 seconds waiting for their opponents. And it turned out to be a genius decision as they got an advantage and a wide open Tatum in the corner splashing the three. And before you ask, this is not an 8-second violation because that's being counted off of the shot clock and not the game clock. As you watch Nikola Jokic also exploiting this loophole throughout the entire fourth quarter, let me quickly explain that for the first 3 quarters, the game clock doesn't stop after a made basket until the last minute. And for the fourth quarter, it's the last 2 minutes of the period. And of course, the shot clock will not start until a player touches it and establishes possession. So that's how you get an opportunity for situations like this. And it's nothing new. This has been happening in the NBA in the past. And this moment of Ty Lawson milking the clock is one of the most famous examples of it. But even though it's technically pretty smart for the offense to do it, and it's the other team's fault for not pressing and allowing the clock to run, I don't really like to see it in NBA games. In a weird way, it reminds me of football players just laying on the pitch faking an injury so that the time would pass. And to me, this is against the spirit of the sport. But I don't really see a way to change this unless the NBA decides to stop the clock after a made basket from the beginning of the fourth quarter. That way, players would just be focused on playing basketball instead of running down the time. Is this smart or a bit unprofessional? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, support the grind and subscribe. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out. Let's go!